So what you do is, you get your pencil like this, okay, and that's going to be like this. It's got to be at least 90 degrees on your body, straight down. If you can't do it like this, make it like this, because then your head is going to be this big, isn't it? So then you can't do the other way, like this, and your arm is like the size of a thin spaghetti noodle, right? So you've got to try and make it look like, so straight all the way, like 90 degrees, right, all the way around your body. Okay, keep it 90 degrees. Careful, I mean it's easy to do that, but be careful. Ask your assistant to try and make it 90 degrees. And as you've done it with a thin pencil or light pencil, it's easy to erase. So try that. I'll show you. Say this is my hand. This is the back piece of paper, so it doesn't worry too much. So I get my pencil, then I make sure there's 90 degrees, so it's resting 90 degrees on my arm. Okay? 90 degrees, keep it 90 degrees, focus. It's easy to lose focus. Okay, 90 degrees, keep it 90. Now it's up to me, I do this. Yeah, I keep my fingers together because it's easier. No, there, okay. Now if I have my fingers open, it might make it harder for me to cut it out. It's up to you. It's experience, right? Just try it out, so it works. 90 degrees, keep focused. 90 degrees. And then stop there. 90 degrees. Right, so I went over it with a marker so that you could see what happened. You see what I mean? So I kept my arm 90 degrees, like this. I work my way all the way around. Okay? And then that's what you should have. Now yeah, my finger is a little thick. That's why you're in pencil. And then you can always easily adjust it, right? But don't worry too much. It's the experiment, right? Try it out. It's just... Okay. So, what I did as well was, I did some markers to the side to find out roughly where my jaw is. So I could figure out what my face can look like, and my eyes, and my ears, right? So then I did kind of a cartoony version of me. I mean, I'm not going to draw a picture of me, am I? So, right, I'm not sure if you can see it too much, so that's my arm. So now I'm going to get my marker, go around it, roughly, as close as I possibly can, right? Now when I was doing it, it looked like my head didn't look quite right. It looked like my head was that thin. So you've got to be really careful. That's why you're doing a thin pencil first, or a light pencil, so you can turn around and go, oh, my head's so small. Well, then you've got to redraw it, right? So, but it's surprising how little your head really is. I mean, unless you want to have a big beach ball head. It's like, wow. Is that how big my head is? Are my ears that big? I don't think so, but it doesn't matter. This is part of the drawing, right? It's a bit of the fun. My glasses are kind of so. Yeah, my jaw. No, my jaw is here. Yeah, that's my jaw. My head. Yeah, my jaw. See, that's how big my head really is. Didn't think my head was that big. Okay, so that's how you do an outline drawing. Get a big piece of paper, you tape them together, get someone to draw around you with a pencil, 90 degrees. Careful not to go in and out, because otherwise your head looks like a matchstick, and you don't want your hair to look that thin, do you? Now that you've completed your outline drawing, it's time to colour it in. It's probably best to colour it on the table or something in the kitchen, somewhere with a nice big surface. And you've got to watch out, because when you pencil, sometimes the surface underneath where you're colouring in kind of comes through. So watch out for that. Right, now that I've created the outline myself and filled it in and made myself look so much younger, I've thought, what else could I do? Now that I've got my face, surprisingly how big my head really is. I think my head's just a little bit bigger, but somehow it's come. But that's just the fun of doing art, right? It's like you find out new things about yourself. It's like, oh, that looks different. I didn't know that. So what could you do to, now that you've got this image of yourself, you could actually do other things. Now, I thought this was going to be a cowboy hat, but it kind of turned out to be more of an Irish hat, like for St. Patrick's Day or something, right? So I could put that on my head. I don't know, it didn't work out. I tried something different. I mean, it looks like an Irish St. Patrick's hat, right? And then I thought, well, I could make myself have like an astronaut's hat. So I looked up online and looked at some of the drawings of some of the astronaut hats instead of just like basically drawing a shape. I did a little bit of research and I found out this is kind of what an astronaut hats look like. So I could put that on there, right? And now I have an astronaut hat. Now, let me get some tape. Could do a bit of adjusting, but there you go, that's my astronaut hat. And then, well, I thought, well, now that I've got myself in the middle, why don't I just create a bigger painting? I mean, my whole wall is now a painting, right? I could add different things to it. Now that if I got my space hat on, perhaps it could be in space. So what I did was I did some drawings of a basic moon and a rocket ship. There you go. Here's my rocket ship and here's my moon. I mean, they could do a bit of colouring. I guess you could put some tinfoil on this perhaps and paint it. Put some stars or something, tinfoil stars. Over here I did a butterfly, a giant sunflower. Now you see a giant bumblebee on there? When I was growing my sunflowers last year, these bumblebees, they just like to sit on this. They sat on the sunflower like this and it's like, oh, sunflower, tastes so good. Nice warm sun. That's what they did. So I put that on there as part of my story. Now you don't have to do sunflowers. You can do lots of other different types of flowers. Giant flowers, small flowers, and just sort of and build it up on the wall. Not literally build it up on the wall, but do paintings and then just take them up. That's an idea, right? So why don't you give that a go then? Do a self-portrait, like I did there, an outline portrait, saying hi. Or we could do other poses, like I said, do other portraits, maybe on a swing or something. Make sure your head's facing this way, because I mean you could do it this way, but then you might be disappointed because drawing at this angle it doesn't quite work so well. Your head goes kind of squishy. So kind of like swing there, or even a swing this way, or something like that. Then you could put yourself, like I said, with a different clothing, like a spacesuit or a cowboy hat or a St. Patrick's hat, right? I mean, you got to try these things out. I guess I got to make this a little bit smaller. I mean, I could chop the top off. So there you go. That's one idea. Try that out. See what happens. See what works for you, and have fun doing it. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? Trying and experimenting and expanding your world of imagination. Well, take care of yourself and see you next time. Bye.